I was never a huge Spider-Man guy, but the arcs just, you can't, they don't flow.
No, none of these arcs flow at all. It's just a story after a story with no rhyme or reason for half the stuff. I mean, you just can't. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it's unreadable. I mean, it's readable, but you don't feel as though you accomplished anything when you're done reading an arc. All I ask for, and that's all I want, give me 6 straight issues of good Amazing Spider-Man. That's pretty sad when that's what you wish for. Just give me 6 issues.
What did he say?
But yeah, there hasn't been 6 straight issues of a Spider-Man that was good for so long.
No.
And then I read those 2 random issues of Spectacular Spider-Man from the 80s, and I was in love with both issues. The artwork was good, the stories were good, even the subplots that were going on that, again, I didn't remember. I mean, like I said, I've read those books before, but I didn't remember what the subplots were and stuff. They were interesting enough, even though I knew nothing about why these subplots were even here, because I didn't read the few issues before it. Was still interesting, and I didn't even know why they were there. As I went along, I started remembering what it was. But these guys, they can't even do a subplot, because first of all, you have to tell a story. You have to tell a story to make a subplot, which at some point you need words to do that, and that just doesn't work. You know, the writers are so lazy nowadays. Yeah, here's what you do: give it to the artist, let him tell the story. Well, he's not telling the story because you didn't give him any words. Like there's some stuff that where you got a word, you got a bubble here, 4 like, I mean, it's not splash page, but it is a kind of splash page because it goes from both pages, and there's a word here, there's words here. You could have some internal dialogue going on in between, or some narration that actually would push the story forward more, or give you a little more information of it, to make it more interesting than to read that, look, and say, oh, I see what just happened here. Yep. Instead of giving us more detail of what's going on. They just don't write like that nowadays at all. They're lazy. Most of them. I'm not going to say all of them. I mean, there's some guys that still know how to do it, but you can tell those are the guys who really like comics too. I think most of these people nowadays, they've done other things, and they say, "Oh, I like these comic movies. I want to write it." And then Marvel's like, "Oh my God, yeah, you've written a best-selling novel. You'll be great writing this comic." But they know nothing about the character that they want to write. They just saw him on the movies, and they I've always liked Spider-Man, or I've always liked Captain America. Let's do this. They don't go back and buy any of the books and do research who the character is. Instead, they write the character they think they are. If I was Captain America, this is what I'd do, and they write that. Well, that's not Captain America. That's some idiot writer thinking what he'd be doing. It's go write your own book and put yourself in the superhero book and write it somewhere else where no one will read it. But so I don't know. It just doesn't. It's pretty sad when you ask them just for give me 6 consecutive good issues. That's all I ask for. 1 arc.
Book I was surprised about. I mean, going into it, I expected a certain thing. Was the Transformers book. Like, I expected it to be like cartoon or from Generation 1 or whatever it was, and it was exactly that, and they changed enough in it to make it more modern, that it was surprisingly decent. And I'll pick up the next one. Maybe it's more of a nostalgia thing for me now, but it's just like I didn't mind it.
Yeah.
And it had enough words that it wasn't just like this retelling of the story. It was, they did a couple things that made it, and the art wasn't great, but it was what you would think about for a 80s cartoon. So I was just like pleasantly surprised about it.
Yeah, it's and that's good. It's they bring back the nostalgia. For people who've never read it, it's something that they that it's new for them too. So there was enough for a little bit of both. I mean, I was never a Transformer fan. I didn't pick it up and try it. It's and the fact that they it's a Robert Kirkman book. I don't know if he wrote it or not. It's a
Skybound,
but it's a Skybound book. The fact that you were able to there were some words you actually were able to read it. It took you longer than 4 minutes to read it was great too, because his Walking Dead, which I loved it. I loved Walking Dead. I wish it was still going. I could read that book walking across the parking lot. It was it was so quick. But yeah, it's always great to get one of those pleasant surprises. Yeah, we'll see what this is going to be. And then when you're done reading the book, you're like, wow, that was surprisingly good. I got a little more than what I actually thought I was going to get out of it too.
It makes me not excited, but like, because I'm going to try the G.I. Joe one too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, if it's going to bring back that same thing that Transformers brought back, like, that's perfect.
And you know something? They did their job. They did their job. You brought that nostalgia. It brought you back to your childhood of going, oh man, I remember watching the Transformers. I remember reading the Transformers back when I was 8 years old or whatever. And they brought you back. They did their job. That's what it's about.
And I don't know if it helped. I found the first episode of the Generation 1 cartoon on YouTube, and I watched it, and then I read the book. So I'm reading it, and I'm almost like hearing it in Optimus Prime voice.
Let's roll.
Bringing in the Bumblebee and Ratchet voice, like you hear it in the cartoon character's voice, so it's like, oh, it just adds a little bit extra to it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because now you remember what they actually sounded like too.
Yeah, because like you read a Spider-Man book, and sometimes you can think about it like depending on who your favorite Spider-Man was, like Tobey Maguire saying it or Tom Holland saying it, and like, oh, kind of. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but that's the way like you can look at it. Or like if you read a book with Captain in it, it sounds like Chris Evans to me.
Right.
Because that's who you think about when you think of Captain America.
You don't think of the 1970s Captain America?
That's before my time. Before my time.
I'll tell you the truth. I watched it when I was a kid. The Captain America and the Spider-Man from the 70s. As a kid, I loved it. Because you were just happy to see it. It is bad, but I couldn't tell you the name of either one of those actors that were in it. And I couldn't even tell you what they sounded like, what they sounded like at all. I don't even remember. The only thing I remember of the Captain America TV show was him on the motorcycle. And I think he shot his shield from the motorcycle, which was pretty cool. And the Spider-Man, I could just remember. I remember him. The webs looked like ropes that were just going over. And when he climbed the side of the building, it was like, it's I don't know if they had him lying down and then they lit up almost like the old Batman cartoon. I mean, the TV 60s, show, yeah. 60s TV show. But I just remember that. But I remember watching all the Spider-Man stuff, and I even watched them as an adult. One of the channels had them on one time when the Maguire stuff was coming out, and I watched them, and they were bad. But you know something? In 1975 or what, 76, whatever, that's what you had. That's all you had, and it wasn't that bad. And again, you were an 8-year-old kid. You were just happy to see Spider-Man doing shit. The only other Spider-Man you got was when Spidey was on the Electric Company. He was they had Spider-Man on the Electric. The only reason why I watched the Electric Company is hoping Spider-Man was on it that episode. But yeah, so I mean, you just again, you're looking back at it now, yeah, it's not that good because you got better stuff as it went on. But when you have nothing and that's the first thing you have, you're just happy to have it. Well, except for this generation nowadays, they'll bitch about anything if it's whether it's the first time they have to got it. Oh, it still sucked. It's they don't care, but. I'm not a fan of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I'm not a fan. I hated those movies. Number 2 I liked the most, and it was because of Doc Ock.
Yeah.
But I don't blame Tobey Maguire. I blame
Sony.
I blame the script that he had to get. I mean, Tobey Maguire I look at as being a perfect Peter Parker. He's a whining, I mean, and Peter Parker isn't totally whining. At times in some of the books they make him whining because, I mean, a lot of bad shit happens to that guy. And I get it. And sometimes you got to say, I can't take this anymore. I'm surprised he hasn't gone on a rampage and started killing people. But it's, he did play a little too whiny, a little too crybaby-ish. But you know something? Tobey Maguire fits that perfectly because I see Tobey Maguire, I bet you he was bullied at school all the time. I mean, he seems like that little whiny kid that got smacked down constantly too.
So out of the three, who was your favorite?
I like Tom Holland overall. Garfield, I really liked a lot as Spider-Man, but I think Tom Holland fits Peter Parker and he fits Spider-Man. I think he's the best. I think he's the best of the two. But I really liked Garfield a lot as Spider-Man. And again, though, he had a different script. Spider-Man, when he fights, always is joking or has quips and stuff. He had it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I mean, he had that. You know, it's and whoever wrote it right. But I think Holland puts the two of them together really. It seems like that nerdy, dorky kid, and he knows what he's doing under the mask too. It seems like. So yeah, I'd say Holland. Holland overall is the best too. But on the last movie they did, No Way Home,
Yeah, with all three of them.
Yeah, with all three of them. I thought Tobey Maguire was excellent in that movie. I mean, as the older Spider-Man and whatnot, and I think it all has to do again with the script, and there was no Sam Raimi involved.
Yeah.
I mean, again, Sam Raimi ruined those movies too. That guy should just stay with the Evil Dead and his silly horror stuff, because it's good. That's good. Stay out of the superhero movies, except for Marvel Zombies. I think he would do great for Marvel Zombies because Marvel Zombies is goofy anyways, and he's done great with monster stuff. He's done great with all the Evil Dead stuff and the Ash TV show that they did for those couple seasons. I think he'd be perfect for that, but he's not perfect for Spider-Man. He definitely wasn't perfect for Doctor Strange. I think that was one of the worst movies Marvel ever did. It was, keep him out of the superhero shit. You would think after the 3 pieces of crap that he put out with Sony, they wouldn't have hired him to do Doctor Strange. But someone must have pictures on somebody that they'd let him work with him again. But yeah, that movie is just rotten. But it's but Sam Raimi, if you have him do Marvel Zombies, I think he could work with that, or Ash versus Marvel Zombies or something. I mean, that was a great comic book too. So, you do something like that. That would be pretty cool. I don't know. Get over it or don't buy them. It's
they raised the price again. Get over it.
Right.
Either buy it or don't.
Yep. I mean, you don't see that with Magic people. With Magic people too much. You definitely don't see it with the Pokemon people. The Pokemon people, like I said, are the politest, and and a lot of them even seem to care for other people, which is weird in this way now. Like you have people go, oh, can I take 2 of these? Yeah, sure, yeah, you can do 2. Oh, I don't want to go over step and someone else couldn't get it. You never hear that from a comic person. Most of the time, like, can I take I'm going to take everything on your shelf. It's
Well, that's why you don't do not new comic book day. That's why you don't do free comic book day anymore.
Right.
Because they were such douchebags. You're like, forget this. I don't need the aggravation.
Yep. But the Pokemon people they'd ask if they wanted extra. Can I buy 2 boxes? Yeah, I got plenty. Oh, okay. I didn't want to take something from someone else, and I don't want to overstep my boundary. It's and they're probably like I said, they're probably the politest of all the people. Magic people, they do the thing, but most of the people who complain the most about a price of something are comic people, and that's funny, but it's not. And I find it's more the guys than it is the women too. The women who buy comics, or at least that come in here and buy comics, they know what they like, they know what they want. A lot of them don't care if they, all right, hey, this book is $5. It's $5. I want it. This is what I want. How many times are you standing here, Scotty, and you got a guy with a stack of books, oh, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. Oh man, this is a $5 book, and all they do is complain. Well, then buy something you like. You know, it's
No, I've seen you actually ask them, then why are you buying that?
right.
You're complaining so much. Why are you buying this book? If it's that bad, go put it back and find something else.
Exactly. Because that's
Not worth it.
yeah. That's all. I mean, I'll complain about the book. I'll complain about the book, but when I'm not reading it anymore, you know, you stop reading it. You find something else to buy. And I get it. Well, I got a complete run of this or whatever. Well, then buy it without complaining. You know, it's because you don't like it. You got a complete run. You want to keep your complete run.
Yeah.
Then that's your thing. Stop complaining about it though, because you could stop buying it.
I think except for Amazing Spider-Man, I've pretty much canceled every single book out there at least once.
Yeah, I have too.
And whatever the hole is, that's what the hole is. I'm not going to bother to go back and get it, because at that point in time, I was sick of that book. I brought it into the office and fired it.
Why would you want to go back now and say, oh, I started collecting this again? Why would you want to go back and get books that you don't want to read anyways? No, actually, your collection is a better collection. Because it's a collection of shit you like, not just shit that you not this shit that you just have. I mean, I don't think Amazing Spider-Man's that great right now. But you know something? I bring it home. Yeah. I still read it, or I skim it. You know, it's but I do have a whole run, but I love Spider-Man. I want to have a run of it. I like the run that I have of it, but you know, I mean, if I kept all of Straczynski's Spider-Man, I could read anything, because that had to be the worst years of Spider-Man ever.
That's definitely the worst I've ever read.
Yep.
Was his stuff.
Yep. It was
stuff,
awful.
even as bad as the stuff is right now, it's not as bad as his.
Nope. No, that was just trash. And it's too bad because I like his writing. I like a lot of other books that he writes, but not that book.
The funny part is it's almost the same problem, because in his, he was writing Spider-Man almost out of context. It's like Spider-Man doesn't hang around Loki. He doesn't hang around gods. What the hell is up?
Right.
They tried to give him a new origin. The Spider-Man you're reading now makes no sense, because who's ever writing it doesn't know the history of Spider-Man, so they're just giving you whatever awful story they want to write, and it doesn't fit Spider-Man, but it fits what they want to write.
Right. Well, that's what I want to write about it. Okay, then do it. You know, it's. I mean, who wants to really see Loki and Spider-Man sitting on a roof eating a hot dog, talking together?
It makes no sense.
Nobody wants it. Who wants to see when he got killed, he turned into a cocoon and turned into a spider, then became Peter Parker again? Nobody wants to read The Other. I think it was called The Other. Yeah. Nobody liked that. No. Corey loved it.
Of course he did.
No, he didn't. He actually bought that trade paperback. He bought that trade paperback to read on the plane when he was going to Vegas. He left it in the magazine section on the plane. Okay, he goes, if I had to ruin my own flight with this, I'm going to ruin someone else's flight while they're reading this too. And he left it on the plane. He goes, it was so bad he didn't want to even bring it back home.
No, that's pretty bad.
Oh yeah, and it was that bad.
Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait for that run to be over.
No, and I read it. I mean, I read it. I didn't skip it. I kept on reading and said, okay, something's got to come from this. No, nothing came from it. No, nothing but, 15 issues of boredom and misery.
Who was the one writing it when Mary Jane lost the baby?
That wasn't DeFalco.
Was that Quesada? Or was it?
I don't think Quesada. I don't think Quesada did Spider-Man.
No, I think it was the editor at the time.
Yeah, I think it was the editor-in-chief or whatever.
Whoever was writing it at that point was awful. That made no sense. I don't know if they got upset that people figured out where they were going with it, or if that was the original plan.
I liked the whole build-up. Hey, May's alive, but ended up being Aunt May, which that was just stupid. Yeah. Because they did that whole story where they found the baby, or they were finding the baby, and then it was just dropped. And then Aunt May was an actress. She was in the Green Goblin paid her to be.
You like that, right?
I'll give a bag of bags.
What do I like?
You like when comic books don't have any words in them, right?
Oh, I love it. It's my favorite. It's my most favorite thing. The laziness of the writer, just to let the artist do their thing. Yeah.
Cash the check.
Yep. Hey, look, I'm going to tell a story. It's 7 words. Do what you want with the rest of it.
Yeah. They did that silent G.I. Joe issue, and everyone's like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This isn't a bad idea."
Yeah, I remember when it was a gimmick thing that they did. Now it's every issue, almost every book that comes out.
Yeah.
Well, Marvel did it for like every issue of a particular month.
On 1 month, yeah.
I was reading through those old those epics, like the old shit, the '60s X-Men.
Yeah.
barely any pictures. It's just blocks of text. It's a fucking book with some pictures.
Yeah, we're looking the other day. At a book that it says, and it had 3 words on it, and there was 4 panels. Went down diagonal over 2 pages.
Yeah.
And it says, if there was just if they had actually put some other words in it to tell more of the story as it was going down, it would be so much better, But no, it doesn't all have to be dialogue, Put in text.
Yeah.
So, but now
or you could do they do it in these X books, right? The page that's just text, like the graphs and shit.
Well, that's stupid Jonathan Hickman. You can keep his graphs.
Yeah.
That's just a waste of paper that they're charging you for 2 extra pages.
I got to do 20 pages. Well, make one of them.
Make one of them that.
One of an Excel chart here.
Yeah. Yep, and you get 3 in a book.
Yeah, I got sick of it.
That's where we can charge you $5 for it instead of 4.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
You're paying for the graphs.
That 1 out of every 100 people actually look at.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I was like, I'm gonna read these. I'm paying for it. I'll read them. Fucking pointless.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to it. It's like Emma Frost grocery list. Or
Yeah, there's not many words on that page. Oh, not that one either.
Yeah. You get a couple.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Holy shit!
Modern readers right now are flipping out.
Oh! Whole page of text.
Well, but they're liking this one. The modern readers like that one. Just one
Mutant.
word. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. Rawr. Help! Yeah, this is good stuff.
And more
Yeah.
Jonathan Hickman shit.
Yeah, we need the whole.
I don't even think he's doing the book anymore either, is he?
No.
He's probably just making them write that stuff in there.
He's got his fingerprints all over it.
Oh yeah, he sure does.
Yeah, he's moved on.
He's got some tentacles.
He's going to Ultimate Marvel now, right? Is that his thing?
Yeah, I think he's doing the Ultimate Invasion.
Oh, yeah.
We got rid of the Ultimate Universe for a purpose. They did, and
I loved it. I loved it for the time, but
right at the time,
at the end, I was done.
Yeah,
with
it was done. Right, it was done.
Yeah.
They got rid of it. It was great. We don't need it back.
No.
Who wants to read that crap again?
You saved the good parts. You got Miles over there,
Yep.
and I think there was maybe the Reed Richards guy came over, right?
Yeah.
The maker.
The evil Reed Richards.
I don't know how much we really needed him, but whatever.
Okay.
You brought Miles over, but if you had to get Miles, you had to take the Maker. Okay,
Package deal,
we'll take that package.
Good guy
deal.
and bad guy. We'll take
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
I guess that's supposed to be the point of that miniseries. Is they're gonna have a Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Black Panther, and I forget what the other book's gonna be.
Just what we need. You can't sell a regular Black Panther book, so what we need is an Ultimate Black Panther.
A gimmick, a 5-issue.
Yeah. So right,
5-issue mini.
so we can sell 2 more of those issues too.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted. I don't know.
Let's see the other gimmick they have going on. Nightcrawler. Can't sell a Nightcrawler book. Let's put him in Spider-Man's
Yeah, make
costume.
him Uncanny Spider-Man. Yeah.
How does that book make any sense? What the hell is it even supposed to be?
I don't know. I never opened it up.
Yeah.
I'll tell ya.
I saw
Like,
the
we're
gimmick.
gonna have some random book where Nightcrawler, for no apparent reason, puts on a Spider-Man suit and starts running around doing stuff.
All of a sudden, Nightcrawler has a
Okay,
tail.
why?
Spider-Man has a tail.
Yeah.
Not a fan of House of Slaughter. It's
You losing it?
I lost it. I don't read it anymore. Yeah, I lost it.
So you had pulled a lot of I had the whole thing here, and I hadn't read it. I was sitting on it, and I breezed through Something's Killing the Children, that's a fast read,
Oh yeah.
but it's a good read.
Yeah.
I have more leeway on no words in these books than a regular book, but it's all right. It's all right.
Well, Tynan's writing 12 books, so he needs to skip a lot of words so he can just get another book out.
Yeah.
Is it Tynan or Tynan?
No, it's Tynan IV.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tynan the Fourth. Yeah, Tynan IV.
No, it's Tynan Iv. Tynan Iv.
Tynan Iv?
Tynan Iv.
So Tynan's his middle name and Iv's his last name? James Tynan Iv?
Tynan Iv. Or it's a hyphenated last name.
Yeah,
Tynan
Iv.
married Iv.
It all depends on what name you get on the book, right? How?
Oh yeah, because there's another James Tynan who actually writes books out there, and then there's James Tynan Iv that writes books.
The fourth.
Or the fourth, and not a Four Horsemen.
No.
Isn't House of Slaughter not the 4th?
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, the fourth's not doing the House of Slaughter.
Oh.
That's just James Tynan.
That's why it sucks. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, right. I need the conceited, the condescending guy there. It's I need the guy that says, "Hey, I'm great. Look at me, and I'm the fourth."
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 other losers before me that came. That came.
And I have a son, he'll be James Tynan the Fifth.
Yeah, and kids are gonna beat him up.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't
Not
do that shit
even
anymore.
written by him. Sam Johns.
Oh, yeah, what's he in here for?
He's executive producer.
Oh,
Pretty
Our
much.
book has an executive
Series
producer.
developed.
well,
by-
hey, for James Tynan it is because he's special.
That's like Stanley Presents.
Yeah. He's almost like
Spider-Man.
he almost feels like he's Donny Cates, you know, the great Donny Cates. Well, now he's the great James Tynan.
Anybody know what happened to Donny Cates?
Yeah, he almost died.
Didn't he got kicked off a Hulk or something? Or?
Yeah, no, that wasn't. He was in the hospital. He was sick. Something happened. Yeah, oh yeah, something happened to him. Yeah, something happened to him, but the Hulk sucked anyway.
Yeah,
so
the Hulk was terrible. That shall never darken my doorstep.
yeah, I hope he recovers. Because the guy hasn't done it. No, the Donny Cates. The guy hasn't done anything for us to wish death upon him, you know. But I just hope when he comes back from whatever he's coming back from, he comes back in a different profession. You know, we don't see him in comics anymore.
Comic sales.
Right? Or no, just get him out of comics. You know, have him
Insurance.
Have him maybe. You know,
if he really wants to write a book, write his own stuff.
No. Don't have him in comics at all. Have him pushing carriages at Walmart or something. You know,
Greeter.
yeah, because so he can go. Hey, I'm Donny Cates, and I'm the greatest carriage pusher ever too.
I'm Donny Cates on the whole fucking show.
Yeah, Walmart wouldn't be around the way it is if I didn't show up here.
The Cates that runs the place.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a guy that believed his own press. I think he wrote the press, so.
Get a book with him and Liefeld and be all set. That's a winning combo. No flies on that.
Donny Cates used to be good. He did some good stuff in the past, but not anymore. Watch yourself.
Nothing over all your shit here.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's just that.
Oh, yeah. You break it, you buy it. That's all.
Well, if these boxes haven't broken yet, they're not going to break. I don't
Nope.
think. These things could stop bullets.
Yeah, those old school boxes.
I think most of these are originals in the store.
Yep. I get some shit from upstairs.